Servus, Männer, it's Red Pill Germany again. The greed of the German state knows no bounds. They are getting more and more greedy, more and more aggressive. They want to take away as much money as possible from productive citizens, from productive people who plan ahead, who save for their retirement, who don't live hand to mouth, and who do what used to be the honorable thing in Germany, and that is to save for your own retirement, as I said, and to not burden anybody else with your problems, and to make enough money and to economically at least not depend on anybody else. Those people, they are the losers in today's Germany, in Angela Merkel's federal republic. So, what am I talking about now? I just read in the news that paper gold, they say, or Xetra gold, will be taxed in the future. From next year already, it could be taxed. So, what is that? I actually had to look up what that is. That is basically a investment that you can very easily buy. You buy it like stocks or a bond, and it is called paper gold. And it is treated under German law just like physical gold. That means you don't pay VAT, and it is basically used like money. So you don't pay any fees or any taxes when you buy it, and when you hold it for 1 year, then you can even sell it with profit without taxes. That is how physical gold is treated in Germany as an investment, and many people use it as a part of their retirement plan. And also, as I said previously, as an insurance against inflation, of course. But many Germans like that, and you don't need a bank vault, or you don't need it in a safe at home. You can conveniently, easily buy this so-called paper gold, and at any time I read, you can actually tell them, the investment company that you bought it from, that now you want a delivery in physical gold over the amount or that you bought in the first place. That means you own a paper, basically, or a contract, and that goes over several ounces of physical gold. And at any time you can be you can terminate that, you give back that paper, that contract, and the company has to deliver to you physical gold in that amount. And but theoretically, it is treated just as gold. But now, well, the federal government, of course, has noticed that gold went up in price quite a bit in recent months and years, and they want now to also join, or they want to have a piece of the cake. They are getting jealous, and when they see that several or many citizens in Germany are profiting from that, and they want part of that, because they're greedy. And the reasons are clear. We are having a lot of unproductive people in Germany, a lot of people here from our own, but also, of course, from all over the world, a colorful, diverse bunch of people that are not working, that don't want to work, that have no desire to integrate themselves into German or European society for that matter, and to become contributing, productive members of society. They hate us. They want nothing to do with us. They only want our money. And then this number of people grows larger and larger as time goes by. So Germany is desperate for money to keep up with the tribute payments. And that is why the good citizens of Germany, they will be disowned, basically. They will be, their money will be sooner or later taken away. And if you bought real estate, for example, if you build a house, then you're still rather safe. Of course, there is a homeowner's tax, we call it Grundsteuer, that the community imposes. But, maybe soon there will be a special tax if your real estate gained a lot in value over the years. And I made a video couple of months ago, where I explained to you, for example, that Germany wants to tax now unrealized gains from stocks, for example. That means if you buy stocks and they go up in price, you have a virtual gain from that. I mean, you haven't sold the stock yet, so you haven't gotten any gain out of it. You didn't make a profit yet. It's totally virtual. Is if you would sell the stock, then you'd have a profit. But now Germany wants to tax, as I explained in that video from, I think it was in Kagoshima, in southern Kyushu, where I was back then. Um, I explained to you that now they want people, stock owners, they want them to pay taxes on not yet realized gains. Uh, not profits yet, right? And that is absolutely preposterous. And now they want to do that with gold too. So if your gold goes up in value, you will pay taxes on that, even though gold is exempt from taxes in Germany. Unlike silver, for silver you pay VAT, which makes silver not really money in Germany, but just a metal. Yeah, so there is 19 now with the pandemic reduction in VAT until the end of the year. I think you pay 16% VAT, normally 19, which is really bad for people who want to invest in silver. But gold, as I said, was so far exempt from that. Not any longer if the plans of the federal government will be turned into a reality. So yeah, it is looking really bleak for what normally in Germany would be described as model citizens who do the right thing. Those people are more and more becoming the suckers, the people that are taken advantage of. The government is shamelessly stealing from them. And I have to say it again, the tactic is always the same. They advertise a form of investment. I mean, for decades now, the German government said the public retirement system will no longer be able to make sure that people have their needs covered when they're old. It can only be a piece of the puzzle for a well-rounded, successful retirement plan. The public uh, retirement system is no longer, and everyone knows that by now, is no longer a complete retirement package as it used to be. It is a piece of the puzzle, okay? And they said for decades, and I agree, that people must privately, for themselves as an individual, they must have some sort of investment, some sort of savings when they want to retire. And this was a learning process, but in the 90s and afterwards, they advertised stocks. Germans must own more stocks because this is, you get dividends, you participate in the market growth, and that is something that cash doesn't do, and also gold doesn't do that. And that is why Germans are kind of stupid. They are losing a lot of money, opportunity costs from not investing in the stock market because they're more conservative, more hesitant, more afraid maybe of losses. They lack the right psychology maybe. German investment is called stupid money, for example. Yeah, we're not very good with these things as a whole, I should say. And then the government does always the same thing. First, they advertise to the people one form of investment, and they sometimes even, yeah, they decide not to tax that or to give a exempt status or to reduce the taxes in order to stimulate the people, or to make the people choose that form of investment for private retirement saving, right? And then what they do when the people respond accordingly, when they take the bait, so to speak, when they trust their government and they think, oh yeah, I want to be a good German. Um, I don't want to be a burden to my nation once I'm old. Of course, I want to save now so that I will not be a burden, that I can take care of myself financially when I'm old. I don't want to be a burden. That's the last thing that Germans want to do. And what does the government do then? They wait 5 years until the people have responded and went into that investment, and then they tax it. that, and then boom, surprise. And then they take your money. That is what they do. And they can change laws at any time. The promises of yesterday are long forgotten. They just want money now. And it is very clear that they do it in the case of this paper gold, that they do it with stocks in general. And they can do that at any point in time. And that is absolutely disgusting. It is because the people are not stupid. I mean, they will realize at some point that the government is doing this. Real estate is just another thing. They advertise for years and years, or people should build their own houses so that they don't have to pay rent. That's a good thing. Come on, do that. We give you a little incentive, and then boom, they will tax the hell out of you. And this is a very, very bad thing to do. I think it's morally wrong because it is a form of yeah, kind of lying to the people, or giving them incentives to move in a certain direction in the market so that you can tax them even more later. And yeah, Germans are more and more aware of that. The income tax has record levels in Germany. If you compare it internationally, it's absolutely disgusting what Germans have to pay in income tax, and then all the other fees, the radio tax and all that stuff. I don't want to go into the details now, but the tax load in Germany is very high, and more it is clear that you get in performance, or in service from the state, you get less and less, as we have more and more freeloaders in Germany that all must be taken care of. The hardworking, high taxpayer in Germany, he has to pay more and more, and he gets less and less service. If you want to see a doctor, you can wait for half a year, even though you pay like hundreds, if not over 1,000 euros every month for your public health care. It is absolutely crazy what is going on here. All right. So I just wanted to let you know that just like a couple of months ago, where I told you about the taxation of not yet realized stock profits, or not profits, but like a increase in your portfolio value that has not been realized yet, the stock hasn't been sold yet, you're still taxed. And now they change the gold status of so-called paper gold, which is a investment where you don't own the physical gold, but you can at any time tell the company, now I want to have this part of my paper gold being transferred into physical gold, and then it will be delivered to you. And the pattern is not only that they, as I said, that they give people incentives to go into certain investments so that they can tax them later. It is also more and more apparent that the citizen has the risk, the investor has all the risk. And when you are successful, when your risk paid off and you have a profit, then the government comes in and takes it away. However, if I have a loss, which, gold can go down in value, you can lose a lot of money, real estate can go down in value, the government isn't paying part of my loss then, right? So what has been done now is, when we went from a more more or less completely public system to a partly public, partly private system, is that the citizen has all the risk, and if he has a profit, the government takes that away from him. Yeah, very nice. The old saying that these normies are always saying is um, that the gains are privatized and the losses are socialized or nationalized. Well, it's here. It's just the opposite. If you look at the reality of things in Germany, the losses are privatized and the profits are being nationalized. This is Germany in 2020. All right. I catch you guys again later. I hope you check me out in the future also. Take care. Servus, Kameraden.